What's up, y'all? What's up? What's up? What's up? Just waiting for my buddy Jordan to come through. How y'all doing today? Let's see.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. What's up?
Ain't nothing. So what the heck? You delivering a baby, bro? What the fuck? No, you about to deliver another baby? You ain't got enough, bro.
Nah, man, I just got my mask on, man. That's it. That's it.
Say, bro, what the fuck you got going on over there, dog?
Hey, man, I just got my mask on. That's all. That's all that is, man. I'm
Paul
trying to
joining
figure
me?
how. Yeah, he's supposed to be joining. I'm trying to figure out how I share this to the group. A live video.
This is better than StreamYard?
When I was on my computer, this is my first time doing it on the phone.
Yeah, I'm on the phone too, as you can see. Out here hustling, dog. Another day, another hustle.
I don't know is that part, but there go part. What's up, part?
What's good? What's good? Boy, masked up, huh?
Dog,
Yeah, man.
What's
I said the same thing. Hey,
Hey,
kid.
boy.
Hey, bro. I want to get through this shit looking at you looking like a ninja, bro.
you
I
doing
think,
surgery?
man,
You getting surgical, my nigga? Okay.
got my
Hey,
man.
I told you, ain't just me, bro. That's the first thing Paul said when he got on, dog.
Dr. Kenny in this motherfucker. All right, dog. Shit.
Oh,
I thought,
shit.
What you
okay.
got? You got COVID over there, bro?
Nah, I ain't got COVID, man. I just got the mask on, man.
Oh, okay, just swagging it up. Okay, okay, okay. I got
You
you.
changed.
Okay,
Let me
okay,
get up there.
okay. I think, I think I found out how to do it, but
Damn.
I think I found out how to do it. Okay, I found out how to do it. Y'all heard? I found out how to do it. There
You
we go.
figured it out, huh?
There we go. There we go. There we
I'll be
go.
right back. I'll be right back, fellas.
Yeah. It's Jimmy Buckets. Who won that bitch?
Who
Miami
won?
won that bitch, right?
Yeah, Miami won.
Yeah, yeah.
Miami won.
Damn, bro, Jimmy Buck. Hey, that nigga so underrated, my man. Like nobody, he be doing the unexpected. Jimmy might be one of them guys.
He might be one of what guys?
He might. He top 70. He got to be top 75, bro. It's about time. Somebody got. Somebody got to. He better than Kyrie.
Kyrie not top 75.
That's true. That's true. But he's better than Kyrie for sure. Now I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think who what other great players is he better than for real. I'm gonna
Is
say KD. I know people ain't gonna believe, but he's better than KD
man,
when it come
I
down
can't
to it.
I can't take Kevin Durant takes serious from you, man. You
All right,
biased.
right. So I ain't gonna. All right, but who else? Who else?
What about Anthony Davis?
Is Jimmy Butler better? He is. He really is. But yes, Anthony Davis couldn't do it without LeBron. Jimmy Butler got he dragged his team to the playoffs, dog. I mean, yeah. So yeah, you had to take Anthony Davis off of Jimmy Butler. But what about Klay Thompson?
Klay
No,
Thompson not top
he's not
75
better. He's
either.
not top 75, but he's still not better than Jimmy Butler is great, but he's not better than Klay Thompson. Klay Thompson is he's underappreciated because he's a two-way player too. And he can get a bucket. He clutch. Well, he is. Well, he was in his prime, but he very underrated. Uh, Yeah, I don't know, but then that's saying Klay Thompson is better than KD. But that's another story. But then
Klay Thompson better than KD.
Clay, if I think Jimmy Butler, if I think Klay Thompson's better than Jimmy Butler, then I gotta say Klay Thompson's better than KD. But is he not though? It's
Man,
hard to tell because we never
Thompson
seen
not
Klay
better
with
than
his own
KD,
team,
man.
huh?
Klay Thompson not better than Kevin Durant, man.
He a two-way player. That two-way player goes a long way, bro. When you can get your bucket and guard the best player, that's way better than just somebody who just get a bucket. Like that's Michael Jordan S, that's Kobe S, that's Tim Duncan, Hakeem Olajuwon S. That's what the winners do. Klay is a winner because he'll do two ways. You know what I'm saying? Like if it wasn't for Klay, you're not winning. You're not winning none of that. He like the Kawhi. That's Kawhi esque, Scottie Pippen esque. He on that type of shit. Like I get the
Well, yeah,
bucket, but who the best player? I'm D'ing up.
Hold on, Jordan. You ready, Jordan?
yes, sir.
All right, man. We gonna get into this first topic.
So we in the Facebook group, or we just live on YouTube, or we just live, period?
Now we live on Facebook on the
Yes,
group.
sir. Yes, sir.
All right. So the first, Jordan, the first topic we talked about this a couple of weeks ago when the series was ended or whatever. But we're gonna jump right into it, man. And Jordan, I want to come to you. I want to get your response first and why.
Go for it.
Was the Milwaukee Bucks season a failure? According
Nope.
to Giannis, it wasn't.
Nope.
And
And the
why?
reason
Why not?
I think it's definitely not a failure. Not disappointing, absolutely, but not a failure because me pulling for Miami, of course. I'm a Giannis fan, but I'm pulling for Miami. So him not being hurt, I would love to see the trajectory of that series with him not being hurt, and that's not the topic of discussion at all. Now he came back and he still played well, but he still came play with a force. But at that time, Miami had the momentum. The role players was playing well, and everybody was confident that they could and would beat them, and that's what happened, obviously. But I don't think it's a failure for that simple fact or that reason. Now, Giannis doesn't get hurt, well, we've been standing because that's a highly different game and a highly different outcome, in my opinion, or at least going seven. But I wouldn't necessarily say that it's a failure because there's always a sound bite that the reporters are looking for and looking toward. Because it's now what's a failure? It's KD, Harden, and Kyrie and Brooks. That's a failure. What's a failure is if Embiid and Harden don't make it at least to the finals this year, in my opinion. And if they don't get past Boston, that's a failure, because they should have closed it out last game. That's, in my opinion, is a failure because now at this point, Harden has jumped from literally superstar to superstar and team to team, and he has what he needs as far as the repertoire, as well as far as the culture, as well as the team. Now, Doc's culture can be questioned. Of course, we all know that, but he has the dynamics and the team behind him to actually make it there. But that's my. I know we only got an hour, but that's my input as far as his soundbite and what he said was profound. It really did make you think, and I really did agree with him because I'm gonna end it on this. Many times when we was dealing with the Kyrie situation, everybody loved to use their job. James, Coach, who else? A few others was on my neck about Kyrie, about how you can't just work when you want and all this other stuff. And they want to use their job. But if we're going to use that same context that they're giving me the examples for, do we fail each year we don't get a promotion then? Do we fail each year we don't get a raise? Do we fail each year at our job when things don't work out the way that we do? And it makes you think. It really does. I don't think it was a cop out because Giannis has been real from day one, but it was a profound answer. And I think it really made everybody think and question what we look at for everybody and everything and everything.
All right, Jay Park, which way you going? You think Milwaukee's season was a failure, or was it? Or it wasn't a failure.
No, it wasn't a failure. I mean, they was one of the top teams contending. I mean, it's injuries. It's been a lot of injury bugs to be going on lately, and that's why I think it's that the injuries and how that's really the failure. Because the Clippers, they didn't get to we didn't really get to see them fully healthy. We didn't get to see the Bucks fully healthy. The teams that really supposed to be winning, they're not winning right now. It's all because of injuries right now. So I really think it's something the league needs to do to fix. And like I said, if they could do something to where they could take a break so people can recover before the playoffs, that would probably be the best. Because yeah, not having Giannis in the playoffs right now or the Clippers is terrible. And now a lot of teams that are really not even supposed to be winning are going to be winning, and it's terrible for the league.
Okay, so
Kenny, before you answer, I want you to answer. Think about this. I'm agree with Park, which don't happen often, but I'm agree with Park. Imagine if a fully healthy Clippers team met a fully healthy Suns team, and a fully like everybody was fully healthy. Imagine how much better this playoffs would be, and how we
Yeah.
would see it to be. Think about that, dog. Everybody wanted to see the Clippers at full strength versus Phoenix, and what it could be. It to this entirety, and then we can really see the Bucks. Everybody. And we know that injuries is part of the game. I'm not sitting here making excuses for anybody. They laced up and got on the court. They still had to perform. But I also do agree. I wish we would have seen everybody at full strength because I was excited about this year for the Clippers as well as the Suns and kind of see because I hate the narrative when it's switched and changed that, oh, they only won because so and so was hurt. They only won because so and so was hurt. Last night, Golden State got their ass whooped, period. We'll get to that. But I just wish that everybody was healthy. Go ahead, Kenny.
all right, so uh I disagree with both of y'all. I disagree. I
What?
disagree. I
Oh
disagree with
wow.
both of y'all.
Okay.
Now I'm gonna break this down to y'all. I'm gonna break this down why I disagree with y'all. Okay, as an individual, Giannis wasn't a failure. Brooke Lopez wasn't a failure. Chris Middleton wasn't a failure. Drew Holiday wasn't a failure. None of those players on that team was individual failures. None of those players. But when you talk about the 2023 Milwaukee Bucks as a whole, that particular team failed. You know why? Because first of all, that same team not coming back already. The coach got fired already. You got to decide who you're gonna keep, Brooke Lopez or Chris Middleton. So that same team is not coming back. So since that same team is not coming back, then that team fell. that team fell because that same team is not coming back to try to make up for what happened. That team fell. Number one seed at home, game 5. You just seen Jalen Brunson put his team on his back in New York for game 5. And they won at home against the Heat. But you know what? When it was time for Giannis to take over in game 5 at home, he hurried up and got rid of the ball because he didn't want to shoot free throws.
So you saying
So,
Giannis came? You saying Giannis came up short? You putting it
oh
on
yeah,
Giannis?
Giannis definitely came up short. Am I saying he's a failure? No, I'm saying the Milwaukee Bucks that 2023 Milwaukee Bucks team failed because that same exact team is not coming back next year to redeem themselves. So that team fell.
So you think they getting worse?
I'm
You don't
not
think they
saying
can
they're
get better?
getting, I'm not saying they're getting worse or they're getting better. I'm saying since they're not bringing back the same exact team that lost in the first round against the 8th seed, that team fell.
It, it's the injury thing why you can't call it a failure. Like if they
Injuries
just
happen.
lost, if they was fully healthy and they lost, that's failure.
Injuries happen.
But when your super,
Miami Heat don't have their second best player, Tyler Hero.
this is
Like
Giannis though. This is
it don't know.
this is the bread and butter.
Giannis still played some games. Tyler Hero, once he got injured, he was gone. He was
We
gone.
and we could
Like
we talk defensive player MVP to Tyler Hero.
so
It's
so
not a big, you know what I mean? They
so
still
was
got they start.
was Giannis? If you said Giannis was injured, was Giannis 50%?
It ain't no telling because he's so good. He might be putting on, man.
Giannis still was putting up Giannis numbers.
Yeah, but
If you go look at that game 5 loss, he still was putting up Giannis numbers. Like
so
I was
so you
like
saying Miami beat the Bucks fair and square?
that was fair and square. What you talking about? That was fair and square.
That was
Kenny, I
fair and
got
square.
this.
Injuries in sports happen. Injuries in sports
I
happen.
highly
The
disagree.
third
Oh man,
that was fair and square. What you saying? So you saying Miami cheated? So you saying
No,
Miami cheated?
nobody saying Miami cheated, though. I highly disagree, and here's why. Because had KD and Clay not been injured against Toronto, Toronto would not have that championship. So I don't
I
want to
know,
hear that fair and square,
but you
dog.
can't say
So that's
Toronto
why I
didn't
said.
win fair and
So,
square though. You
I
can't say
that's what I'm saying. I respect. I have never disagreed or discredited Toronto's championship because they won. But to say that they won fair and square, negative. Yes, injuries does happen. Yes, injuries do happen. But to say that they won fair and square, nah, we're not gonna do that, dog. Because
hold on. Tyrone just made a good point.
I'm not
Milwaukee
talking
actually won.
basketball. I'm not talking basketball with Tyrone. I want to make sure we live, and that's why I'm glad he saw that. When that boy, and
Milwaukee,
I
Milwaukee
want to
won a game. Milwaukey won a game without Giannis. The
say,
games
okay,
that he
cool,
played, they lost.
cool. Now listen,
Oh,
Tyrone, the same guy who comment you just reviewed and repeated, said, and I quote, KD and Booker is the best duo since Kobe and Shaq. Kenny, Facebook, Jay Parker, and anybody else listening, don't ever repeat to me anything
yeah,
that
man.
Tyrone
Hey,
says ever again in reference to basketball, dog.
Hey man,
Ever.
now he trying to
I
he
have
trying to give KD any type of respect he can give, bro.
any
Like
type of
he
respect.
trying to link he trying to link Booker's success to KD, bro. Like
Kenny,
I
we're
see
gonna
what
get
he
back on
doing.
topic. We're gonna get back on topic, Kenny, but I wanna make sure that he hears me clearly. He is not allowed to talk basketball to me, dog.
He need to get
Ever.
on here. Was he ducking? I
Well,
don't
he's
care,
supposed to
bro.
be.
I gotta get
He's
on his
supposed
I
to
gotta
be.
get on his ass right quick.
yeah,
But anyway,
he's supposed to be working right now. He talking about
yeah,
that's why he
supposed
couldn't
yeah,
supposed to be
supposed to.
working.
Ah damn.
But to get back on top, I understand what you're saying, Kenny. I really do. But in my eyes, I feel, and this is me, I'm with the D Wade period. I'm gonna still be with them. I think that the games will be differently should he be healthy and been there every game. Now, what's that? The last time they met, the Bucks swept Miami. Was that a
And the
failure for
time
Miami?
and the time before that, Miami beat the Bucks.
Miami beat the Bucks because they keep trading off. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. So we can't sit here and say, so if Miami goes to number one next season and then they lose, or they'll fail, etc. So that's why I said to where I love that he said that because we having these conversations and it really made you think about the use of the term failure opposed to disappointed. And I
hmm
think that more so we're disappointed opposed to us calling them a failure.
Yeah.
That's in my honest opinion. Because many times, prime example, we'll switch it up. I know you're gonna bring it up as well. Golden State failed back-to-back times in the game in Los Angeles when Curry had that turnover, as well as that bad shot, as well as Draymond throwing that turnover, and the foul. Like that's failing as well as that game in other aspects and examples I can give as well. That's just my opinion. But I just think that there's a difference, and I love that he said it because it's thought provoking. There's failure opposed to disappointing. That's all.
Look, Jazz clowning in the comments talking about I was thought I was Jew Tao from Rush Hour.
Yeah. Man.
Hey, dog, I told you look like a ninja with that arm, bro.
Hey,
A Ninja
hey,
Turtle. Hold on.
since we talking about KD and Curry, now
Man.
both of them went out in the second round in six, both of them, right?
Right?
Who
Yeah.
was the more Jordan? I'm gonna use your terminology. Who was the more disappointing player, Kevin Durant or Steph
This is
Curry?
this is
KD without question.
a
KD without question. And I'm not saying that because being a Curry fan. Look and break down every game that Curry played, dog. To the
trash.
triple doubles, to crashing the board, to willing his team. Last night, Curry had 32, and the next person up behind him had 16, and that was Dante DiVincenzo. So when I hear that KD and Booker is the best duo compared to Shaq and Kobe went 15 and one playoff run.
Yeah.
15 and 1. And that one came to Iverson because he went crazy during that first game.
Yeah.
So when I hear that, that's why I said to where KD was most disappointing for sure because how we're hearing about him being the only player in 55, 40, and 90 history, how he played, and to me, how he also had a slow start. Every game, Curry was either getting double teamed, laying
Mm-hmm.
off of the three, or was getting bodied up and banged up, and Curry still produced at least 25 plus with either assists and rebounds. I would
Yeah.
say for sure it was, man, they almost got a gentleman sweep if Booker didn't go crazy, to be real with you.
Oh
So
God.
I would say it would be KD for sure, and I'm not saying that to slight Tyrone. This is me being completely honest. KD for sure compared to Curry.
It's
J
obvious.
Park, we already know which way you going, J Park.
Can Booker? Can KD get 40 points in a playoff game again? Is it possible? How long has it been? How many playoffs has it been since he could drop 40? KD is supposed to be the greatest player. I heard he's the greatest player in the world. Some people say crazy things like this, but how is he Booker's sidekick? Why is he everybody's sidekick?
Nah, and the thing, and to make it even, and to take it a step further, and that's why I said to where if we want to say disappointing compared to failures, just last year, Kenny, we all witnessed. And I be getting on Jay Park ass because I told him he be going too far with the Curry praise. But to be real with you, and to be on his side with this right now, KD got swept by the same team that Curry took to six and won his fourth title without KD. So
Without
that's
him.
I don't want to hear any more talks about Curry and KD. Whether
It's
they
so
called him or
obvious.
not, whether they called him or not for those two titles, we all know that. But he's won before and after him. We still need to see KD at least get to the conference finals or the finals without Curry. He has now played with Harden and Kyrie. Now he's playing with Booker and CP. I mean, who's it gonna be next? So, and I'm listen. I like KD, but when cats get too overzealous, I gotta bring them down to earth, dog, and that's just being real.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with y'all. I'm gonna just point out one opinion of mine. Since KD won his second championship in Golden State, I don't think he moved like KD had the opportunity to be a top 10 player right now.
I agree.
If he would have did anything after that second championship in Golden State, but he hasn't done anything, so he just staying at that 13 through 15 spot.
I
So
wouldn't even give him that, bro. I wouldn't even give him that.
all right, so we're gonna go move on to the next topic. We're gonna talk about my dog in New York, Jalen Brunson. Uh,
Hmm.
my humble opinion is I think Brunson, and I think he proved it this year in these playoffs. I think he can be a number two option on a championship contender. Uh,
Hmm.
the reason I say that because we seen him as a number two option in Dallas. He thrived. We seen him when Luka was out. He thrived in that player. We seen him this year. Now Julius Randle was supposed to be the best player on that team. He's the All NBA player, the All Star, and in the second playoffs in a row, we seen Julius Randle shrink up in the playoffs. Jalen Brunson became that guy in the playoffs, and in this last series, he led the team in points and assists, and he averaged 30. Now, my humble opinion, like I said, I think he could be the number two option on a championship contender. Saying that he would be a champion as being the number two option, I think Paul George could be the number two option on a championship team. He ain't never been to a finals yet. That doesn't change my opinion of him, though. I still think he could be the number two option on a championship contender. The same with Jalen Brunson. I'm gonna come to you second on this one, Jordan. What you think, Jay Park? Since I know you're a huge Mavericks fan.
I'm a Mavericks fan, and I mean, you have been making a good point about Jalen Brunson, which I regret that we have let him go now over Kyrie. You know, I mean, he has proven, you know, that he was doing his thing. But a number two, I'm gonna have to still disagree with you on that because who could you pair Jalen Brunson with and actually think you're gonna win a championship as a number two? I
Now,
can't think.
now this the
Oh,
thing.
Giannis, you could give him. He already had Luca, so I could
Okay,
maybe Giannis.
this
I
the
still
thing.
don't. Yeah,
This the
no.
thing. This the thing with that. So
Huh?
Kyrie has proven you could win a championship with him being the number two option. Kyrie has
I mean,
Kyrie
he
has
did
proved
do it, but
so
I don't know if he could
so.
do it again. It's like when everything happened once, but
But this is the thing. The number one option, you have to be sure that the player that's your number one option can lead a team to a championship. You have to be sure. We're not
so
sure
that's
about
Giannis.
we're not sure about Luka yet. We know Luka is a number one option, but is he a number one option on a championship contender? Are we sure about that? Because it hasn't been proven yet.
He did it overseas. I'm gonna just throw that out there, but yeah,
Oh, come on now, man.
I'm just. I'm,
Move around with
I,
that.
all right, but I'm just saying. But okay, but who do you pick? Who do you pair Jalen Brunson with? Like, okay, that's a championship team. I can't. It's nobody good enough where
No,
it's like
hold on.
he's a third option,
I said championship contender now. I said
a
championship
contender.
contender. Now think about this. Think about this.
Is he better than Drew Holiday?
Oh
Would you
yeah,
trade?
definitely, definitely.
You trade it?
I definitely think he's better than Drew Holiday.
So hold on. Let me step in. Part. Drew Holiday does a lot more than just offense now, Kenny.
I
That's what
know.
I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Jalen
So
Brunson not no slouch on defense.
now he may not
Don't
be a
act like he
slouch,
Trey Young or somebody.
but
Don't act like he Trey Young. He
he
ain't
may
no
not be a
slouch on
slouch.
defense.
Oh,
But
is Jalen Brunson better than Trey Young?
Paul.
No, no,
He
no,
may
no,
not be a
no, no,
slouch. I'm not
no.
saying he's a slouch on
I got Trey
defense.
Young better. I got
Oh
Trey
yeah,
Young
that's
better.
true. I agree. I agree. I
Hold
agree.
on. I'm not saying that he's a slouch on defense. Drew Holiday has matchups for different size players he can guard. And if you're talking about you're going to switch him out with Jalen Brunson, you're going to lose a lot. And Drew Holiday has not gotten his just desserts for years as far as being an underrated player. So that's what I'm saying as
And
far as
you gonna gain a lot. You're gonna gain a lot on offense though, and you're gonna gain a lot on playmaking. And
everybody gets
Brunson
buckets.
is a better scorer and playmaker.
Everybody gets buckets, Kenny, but at the
But
crunch
look,
time when you need to
what's
stop,
that?
you need
What's
to stop
value more? What's value more in the league? Offense or defense? What's value more?
defense by far because you have
No,
everybody that can
no, 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 no. Let me tell
everybody
you
that can
something. Let me
score.
tell you something, George.
Hold on, that's a good question. That's a good question.
If you name the top 5 power forwards of all time, top 5 power forwards.
Mm-hmm.
If you value defense the same way you value offense, then Dennis Rodman will be in your top 5, but he's not.
Okay.
But it's
He's
a
not.
lot of power forwards that can play defense, like Tim and KG.
In that same breath, Kenny, in that same breath, back then everybody played defense. Everybody took pride in playing defense, and we didn't have high
Facts.
scoring games. Today, everybody can score. So that's what I'm saying. To where we lost
But
Tyler Hero.
Holiday
But
can't score like Brunson, though.
hold on. You
Okay,
still got
okay.
Max Strus, Duncan Robinson, and you still got the other twin that can score. So what I'm saying is that you have a very rare, small percentage of players that actually give a damn and play defense. So what I'm saying is that if you're going to sacrifice that defense for offense that majority of the league can give, what I'm saying is you got to make sure that you're matching play and that you're able to complement what you're going to do and not just give it up and say, oh, Brunson can get a bucket. Okay, cool.
Okay.
If I'm giving you
Hold on,
40
hold
and
on.
you give me
I got
45,
another one. Brunson, Brunson on
hold
the
on. I'm
mellow
almost done.
ball.
I'm almost done.
Oh my
If I'm
bad.
giving Kenny, if I give you 40 and you give me 45, it's just a high ass scoring game. But when somebody's going to get a stop, that's when we're going to be able to make a difference. Golden State was getting stopped last night.
Yeah.
On the shot, they was making it. Lakers were making it difficult on Golden State to perform and play. Vanderbilt, AD, Rui Hachimura because of the big bodies and the length. So that plays a role. Dennis Schroeder was on Steph's ass full court, giving them problems. So I'm saying is that I get what you're saying as far as offense, and I'm not discrediting that. But defense plays a very vital role, and because we're all so enlightened and enthralled by so many people getting buckets, that we're starting to let fall by the wayside defense, which really wins championships. Because those
Kenny,
times
I
that
was just
Golden
telling
State
you
was
about two
winning,
ways.
so those times that Golden State was winning, they was one of the top defenses in the league. Be mindful of that.
Okay. So
You
I'm
need
gonna
that two way, baby.
I'm
If
gonna
you
come
really
back.
want to
I'm gonna come
win, if
back
you
to this.
really want to win, you need
Okay.
that two way. And it's
I'm gonna use
hold
the
up.
bar. I'm gonna use the
Somebody said
bar.
Brunson. So Brunson is already better than LaMelo Ball. That's what y'all agree on.
Hell yeah.
Facts.
Come on now,
Ball is
Jay.
young. Ball is young right now, dog. Listen, I'm a LaMelo fan, but I'm going with Brunson on that one. Yeah,
Wow. Okay.
I'm going with
Hey,
Brunson.
George,
Wow. Okay.
I'll expand. Brunson's
Wow.
IQ,
Okay.
Brunson's IQ right now is higher than LaMelo's. LaMelo is still young. Not
George,
to mention that
you might not like this comment that's on the screen, but
I'm
Uh
not
oh.
I'm,
even sometimes
Uh oh.
I'm not reading it, dog.
Hello.
But go ahead, dog.
he said, let me chime in. Jordan sound dumb. Jay, you look like Onk.
Yeah.
What has Holiday did without Giannis? Offense over defense. July, put your little help. Hey. First of all, Tyrone Jordan is not my little helper. He's my co-host, bro. So let's just clear that. That's my co-host. We co-host this thing. But Jordan, you want to respond to any of that though?
Yeah, I'm gonna respond. I'm gonna go back to what I said about maybe 10 minutes ago. When I read a comment that said KD and Booker was the best duo since Shaq and Kobe, y'all thought I was playing. I'm not responding to this kid anymore. I'm done speaking basketball to him. Part, he is all yours, dog. I'm so serious. Y'all think I'm playing. I'm done talking basketball to this child, bro. KD and Booker were not even together to even compete for a championship, and you're comparing them to one of the best championship running teams and three-peat players in the history of the game, and one of the most dominant forces that the game has ever seen. So I want to be clear one more time, and let me speak slowly because I think he can only understand slow language. Okay? Hey, little fella, I know you're watching. Me, hey, it's me.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be talking basketball with you. You know this? You put the ball in the hoop. Me and you don't talk that anymore, okay? All right? But if you want to talk crayons, if you want to talk comic books, and if you want to talk game systems, you make sure you give me an ad, okay, little fella? All right.
But
All
he
right,
popping
moving
up.
forward now.
He
Hey,
popping
Connor.
up.
All right, man. All right. What I was gonna say? Yeah, man, no, I'm not saying defense is not important. Defense is definitely important. I'm just
Right,
saying we value offense more than defense.
right.
Look, y'all both love Luca. Y'all both love Luca.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Luca is not the best defender, the best defensive player. He plays
Nope.
defense, but he's not the best defensive player. But if you ask, if you talk about who's the top 5 players in the league, Luca's gonna be in that conversation.
Mhm.
Hmm.
And this is what I'm saying. If you got the best defensive player, I don't know who's the best defensive player in the league right now. Who would y'all say that has?
Bro, I see
Maybe
where you
hold
going with it, but you
we
need
talking about maybe
offense and defense. Like you can't
No,
just be
no,
a complete
I'm not saying you don't
because
need defense.
can't no defender just shut nobody down. But
No,
like a great offensive player can knock 50, 40, but you can't just say guard him and you gonna shut a nigga down. That I mean, I ain't gonna say, but you can't just a defender can't shut nobody down. So it's only so much value. Like you need to score too. Like you need to at least
no,
drop 20. You know what I mean?
I'm just saying that offense is valued more than defense. I'm not saying defense is not important. I'm just saying we value offense more than defense. Just
But
because
everybody
of
say
that.
defense win
Hold on,
championships.
hold on. The look, good offense, great offense is going to be great defense 100% of the time. You could guard somebody so good
Right.
they could turn around and shoot a fadeaway from out of nowhere and still hit the shot.
Okay.
I got a rebuttal for that.
What's up, George?
So
Detroit Pistons.
no, no, no.
Oh,
We're gonna go,
okay.
we're gonna go recent part. So the child and your homeboy Kenny, I'm gonna tie this all together. The child just talked about that I'm tripping. Let me break this down.
Oh, the child. Okay.
Yeah, that's what he is, Park. He's a child. He doesn't know what he's talking about. So
And
so Drew Holiday. Drew Holiday, Kenny, your boy, Portland, and Damian Lillard. If you can remember this, I think it was 2018 or 19 when we had Rondo down at the
Mm-hmm.
Pelicans. Drew Holiday and Rondo gave Dame and CJ fifth. The entire set, swept them.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Obviously, Pelicans,
I remember.
obviously. Gonna love the home team regardless, just off the strength. We knew that we was playing well, but nobody at Pelicans fans, that the Pelicans fans thought we was gonna see a sweep. Just being real, because that's Dame. You know what I'm saying? And I'm bringing that up to say is that I understand that we value offense, but if you have a team of offensive players and you have nobody that can defend or at least disrupt the other team's best offensive players, how are you going to come to some form of a stop or play their defense? Think about that. Now, Rondo was almost damn near out of the league at that point. Rondo and Drew was that backcourt giving CJ and Dame fits to the point to where Dame complimented New Orleans that series. If you remember that.
Oh yeah,
Because
yeah,
the
I
moment
remember
that they got
series.
the moment that they got past CJ, not CJ, the moment that they got past Drew and Rondo, they started to meet AD in the paint. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So that's what I'm saying.
AD
Go
owned
ahead.
Dame. AD definitely owned Dame when it comes to playoff basketball. AD plays
No,
best. Hold on. I'm getting to your point. So AD, I'm not tripping over AD. Rondo and Rondo and
Drew.
Holiday. Oh yeah, they played a hell of a series. Yeah,
That's
I'm
what.
not. That's what I'm not devaluing. I'm not devaluing defense at all. All I'm saying is we value offense more. They got plenty more series. Like that series, I don't know if y'all remember. Y'all might be too young, but 2002, the first round series between the Minnesota Timberwolves and the Dallas Mavericks. Dirk Nowitzki took KG to school.
Mm-hmm.
Like, like KG was all NBA defender. He couldn't do anything with Dirk.
Mm-hmm.
They was both in their prime. 2002, both in their prime. And that's all I'm saying. Most people just value offense more than defense. Jordan, my favorite player of all time, Scottie Pippen. Scottie Pippen was in the great.
I didn't know that.
Scottie
Good.
Pippen wasn't the greatest offensive player. He was good. He was a good all around player, but he's
Right.
known for his defense. That's my Scottie Pippen, Michael Jordan, Carmelo Anthony.
Right.
That's my three favorite players of all time.
I did
But
not
yeah,
know
I'm
that.
not devaluing defense at all. I'm just saying that when you go play with just offense is just value more anywhere you go. Like Jay Park, if
No,
me
no,
and
no, no.
you,
You made a good point with that Mavericks. I can't say because I love Dirk, and Dirk is definitely better than KG. So, but check this out though. Who you taking between Luca or Giannis?
I'm taking Giannis. Giannis the best of both worlds.
No, no,
Giannis
no, no, no,
can
no. Who
offense
better?
and defense.
Who a better offensive player, Luca or Giannis?
Uh, that's tough. That's
It
tough
ain't
because
tough. It
yes, it
ain't
is.
tough. What?
What you mean? Giannis could run the point. Giannis could run the point just like Luca.
He ain't
Giannis,
getting all them assists. He is not dropping 40. Luca
Giannis
is
is
the
a power
offensive
forward.
mastermind.
Giannis is a power forward that could average 6 assists a game. What you
Luca can
talking about?
post up, shoot the three. Luca got everything. Giannis is an athletic. He's an athletic demon, but
If
he is
you
not offensively nowhere near Luca. Like Luca is one of the most skilled players of all time. Like
so
offensively, Luca is way better than Giannis.
so
Like that's by far.
so 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 when you say way better, how do you classify way better? Because Giannis average 30.
Yeah, in a Shaq way, he can
No,
pile
it
his
don't
way.
matter. It don't matter how you score. It don't matter how you score. It don't matter how you
But
score.
who's better offensively is Luca. He's not getting all them assists too. He's
No,
not set. Giannis
if
not
we
setting up
if we
everybody up.
if we having an NBA draft, if we having an NBA draft and Giannis and Luca both on the board, I'm taking Giannis 100% of the time.
Absolutely, but the reason why is because Giannis can play defense, bro.
No, Giannis can play offense and defense. What you mean? He does both. Giannis is
But
a
he is
two-way.
nowhere near Luca offensively. If it's all about offense, you taking Luca. If it's all about
So
offense, you taking Luca.
so Giannis
That's my
can't
point.
Giannis can't
I
run the
understand both
Giannis
sides.
can't run the point guard position. He don't run the flow. Like
Nowhere
he don't.
near like Luca. Giannis is nowhere near Luca. No.
To take it a step further, I understand both sides. To be real, and I'm not trying to straddle the fence. What Park is saying is that if you're valuing offense, you're taking Luca based off his offensive mastery and his mindset and what he's done on the court, what we've seen. What Kenny is saying is I'm taking Giannis because he can play offense, but he's also going to give you defense. And he has times that he's run the point and has been efficient at it. It all depends on perspective and which way you're looking to go, and that's why I was
Man,
bringing it up, Kenny.
That's the
That's
same
why I
thing.
was bringing it up.
That's what I was saying that to bring that to Drew Holiday. Drew Holiday can do both.
We seen Giannis score 50 points in a closeout NBA Finals game. We
Yeah.
seen
Yep.
Giannis do that.
Yeah.
Like he's a great offensive player. You can't sit here and say, okay, if you want to say Luka real great and you want to say Giannis great, okay, Luka real great, Giannis great. If you add defense into the
No,
equation,
Luca is like
Giannis is real
outstanding.
great.
Luca is
Luka,
amazing. Luca is like the one of the greatest to ever do it offensively. Giannis is a great offensive player, but Luca is one of the most skilled players of all time. Luca could look, there's nothing he can't do. Like
first of all, Luka is a point guard who free throw percentage is like Giannis. Like
but he could do
hold on,
anything.
hold on.
He can post up just as well as Giannis. And he's nowhere near as athletic, but he'll get
So
points in the paint just as well as Giannis. And
so
he can
okay.
step out. Yeah,
So if you give playmaking to Luka, right? You give
for
playmaking
sure.
to Luka. Okay, that's fair. Scoring could go either way. They both average 30. They right
Luca
around.
more like 33. I gotta look at his stats again. Luca look, he get more. He get more buckets.
Yeah, I think
He
this year
get
he got like 33, 34, close to it,
yeah,
something
he
like
was
that.
like up there. He ain't just
So
30.
if we breaking it down, okay, Luka, real great offensive talent. He in the same category with that James Harden was in
For
when it
sure.
comes to offense.
For sure.
Real great. Giannis, he's a great offensive player. He's great. He could average. He's a power forward now. A power forward. Average 30, give you 6 assists.
Yeah.
But when you start to really break it down, when you're talking about okay, let's go defense now. Giannis a real great defender. Luka below average. So when you ask me who am I taking, who is better, I'm gonna pick Giannis. I'm gonna pick Giannis.
Because defense matters.
I
That's
never
the
said
whole
it didn't.
point.
I never said
That's
it didn't though. I said
huh?
I value
At the end
offense
of the
more.
day,
But Luke,
defense
Luca,
matters a lot.
I never said it didn't. Luka offense is not that much better than Giannis, but Giannis defense is that much better than Luka. And to
Let
me,
me ask,
that
let me ask
that
you.
overweighs it.
Now, let me ask you a question. Now, Kenny, watch this. Now, you said we in an offensive league, right? Golden State went back to get GP2 for what reason?
His defense.
Defense.
And now,
Yeah.
now let me ask you this. I'm asking you a few questions.
Who you pick? Gary Payton two or Steph Curry?
How we got to that question? How we
Hey,
got to that
Kawhi,
question?
Kawhi, KD.
Okay,
How we
okay.
got to that question?
Okay.
Hold on.
So I'm just trying to show y'all why offense is valued more. Who
Kawhi,
Gary
KD.
Payton?
Then Kawhi, KD.
Hold on. Let me get to it. Offense is definitely valued, but in order to get to the promised land and win in the promised land, you need defense.
Oh
So
God.
when we
So
go, let's go through the list of the teams. Now let's just be real, Kenny. If you're going to replace, let's play hypotheticals. You're going to replace Drew with Giannis, okay? You said playmaking and all that good stuff and scoring, cool. I give you that. Now, for your defensive side, who is your anchors now with Milwaukee? If you're inserting Jalen Brunson with Giannis on that team, who's your offensive anchor? When Jalen Brunson is going against Steph, Kyrie, Trey Young, Darius Garland, De'Aaron Fox, and I can go on and on and on. Who is your defensive anchors to help out Brunson? Now, I'm not saying he's a slouch, but you think inserting him now as the official number two, he's going to be able to play defense and contend, if not, also score and give you what he needs to. That's why Milwaukee was such a balanced team, and that's why they've been at the top because of their balance sheet on defense and offense. But let's play that first hypothetical right there.
And
How would you
hold on,
balance
George.
it?
You just named almost 10 point guards better than Jalen Brunson right there. Real quick, that quick. So if Jalen Brunson's not even the top point guard, the top 10 point guard, is he really a great number two? That
okay,
was just
so
real. That was a freestyle. He just named like at least 6 point guards better than Jalen Brunson. I know I could finish the four.
is Jalen Brunson proven in the playoffs?
Is he
I
Is he
proven?
say yes.
is he
Yes.
proven in
Okay,
the
he's
playoffs?
proven. He's proven. Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
I
yeah.
say yes.
okay. So basically, this is what I'm saying. A championship contender. If my number two guy is proven in the playoffs as a
Okay.
number two guy, as a number one guy, why can't Jalen Brunson go back with Luca, build a team around Luca, and then make a championship run? You telling me they can't do that? After
I
going to the
let,
Western Conference Finals, you don't think that Jalen Brunson could go back with Luca and then be a championship contender?
let me
No,
can I answer
we would need like Kawhi and Jalen Brunson. Like he would have to be the number three, is what I'm saying. We would.
exactly because once again, Kenny, every team has retooled and beefed up. The reason why Golden State, to be real, Warwick, Steph fan, why they're having issues now is the league is catching up to them. And what I mean by that is that the
Bro,
way that their style of play is, the way that they've been playing for so long, the league is finally starting to catch up with the 3-point shooting, with being able to catch up and follow them off the three and run them off the three and disrupt them in how they're playing. So if we insert Jalen with Luca, you already have Luca. You already just said it's slow and can't play defense. Then you got an undersized Jalen Brunson. So who is going to be your defensive anchors? Who's going to be able to battle the
You
Clippers?
build around them. You could build around them too.
I get that.
And
I get that.
look, you could look. For example, Luca could be your best player.
Okay.
Jalen Brunson could be your second best player.
Now who would you build around that? Like just get. Like,
You
let's
could
throw some
you could
pieces in there that's gonna
you could
fit.
get Andrew Wiggins could be your third best player.
Okay.
Chris Middleton.
hello, Brunson's better than Wiggins already.
Oh yeah, I would say so. Yeah, yeah, definitely.
No, the Park. He's
Definitely.
talking about no Park. He's inserting players for defense for defensive
I
balance right now.
feel you,
Let him
but
talk. Let him talk. Let
I
him
go
talk.
ahead, but I don't know about that one. I
So
don't think. Okay,
who
I know the Warriors is not trading for Brunson. They're not Wiggins. No, no, no. But
Christian Woods. I mean, you could build. You talk. Y'all talking like it would be Luca and Brunson, and then just a whole bunch of guys like Luca Brunson and friends. That's how y'all. That's how
I
y'all looking
mean,
at it.
Tim Hardaway basically what they got now.
I'll expand on it. I'll expand on it. What happened at the end of the game against Miami when you saw that Brunson did that drive. Now Brunson was giving buckets, right?
Hold on, hold
Brunson
on,
is
hold on.
still
Game
hold on, just
five,
hold
game
on.
five.
Let me finish. Let
Go
me
ahead,
finish.
go
Hold
ahead.
on. At the end of that drive, I'm not blaming the whole game on him. I want to be clear. I'm just giving one example. Brunson is undersized. They trapped him down by the goal when he drove in, and he tried to thread the needle and pass it into the inside, where everybody has long reach and is bigger than he is. So when you have a slow Luka and an undersized guard, and that is your anchor for the offense, and you have to build around them. Right now, the Warriors try to play small ball against the Lakers twice, and look what that's gotten him. AD had 18 plus rebounds each time.
I mean,
They're
you
a
put
small
Draymond
team.
Green at center. You put Draymond Green at center. What you
I
expect?
get that, but at the same time, will you still put GP and Steph on the court, or even Steph and Clay, or even Wiggins, because the league is bigger with bigger players as well. The Lakers are big as shit. The Clippers are big as shit. You know what I'm saying? Like when you put those big teams against a smaller team, no matter how much you box out, you're gonna have that disadvantage, and that's what I'm saying. As far as balance, it's all about matchup. I'm not trying to decide and basically devalue saying that, oh, Luka, Brunson, and friends. No, I'm saying it's about matchup. So when I always get on this topic, I said you got to see who you're going to match up Brunson with. Is it going to be Brunson and Giannis, or is it going to be like a Brunson and Kawhi? Because you can't put them at two guard positions. Because when you put them at two guard positions, certain guard positions, let me see Luka and Brunson versus Kawhi and Paul George. Yes, it happened. But let's see that now, in addition to them throwing out all those other guards like Norman Powell and everybody else, that they're going to throw out them to disrupt them because they've retooled the Clippers, as well as you're going to throw out the Bucks and other players. That's what I'm saying as far as matchup wise, and it's a game of chess at that point. So
Hey,
that's why I said
let me tell you something about Luka and Brunson versus Paul George and Kawhi. That never happened. You know why? Because Brunson wasn't Brunson yet. That if Luka would have had that Brunson help, if Luka took
You
them
talking about the
boys
New
to
York
seven,
Brunson?
Luka took them boys to seven with just Luka. And
right.
Kristaps Porzingis was injured one of them series. If Luka would have had that Brunson help, oh, they would have got past the Clippers. So it
What
was
I'm
never
saying,
Luka.
I want to be clear. I want to end it on my note because there's a lot of misconceptions on my part as far as my takes on Brunson. I rock with Brunson. Brunson is streaky. He's unorthodox, and he's a shifty, not streaky, he's a shifty player. And the way that he's shifty, he's able to score and throw you off with how he plays, and he's a lefty. I think that on certain teams, with us putting him as a number two, it's going to be a disadvantage to that team dependent on matchup. Because if we talking number two, let's give an example. If we have a Brunson and whoever versus Embiid and Harden versus a Kawhi and George versus a LeBron and AD, I'm not picking Brunson on that side for those matchups if that's the tandem that he's going against. Because if you're going to go against as far as like bucket for bucket, cool. But when he gets into matchup wise or he's on the court, they're going to pick and switch on that all game, Kenny. And when they pick and switch on that, that's a disadvantage. And the minute that they try to double down, that's a kick out or that's a drive or a cut to the basket. That's what I'm saying when I have this Brunson conversation. It's not a dislike or a devalue of him. I'm saying for matchups and dynamics of the game as well as in playoffs. And I hope that I thoroughly explain that for everybody for them to understand my vantage point. That's my take on it.
If it was that easy to take advantage of Brunson, like how you're saying, if it was that easy, he wouldn't be playing 48 minutes. He wouldn't be playing 48 minutes in a closeout game. He would be playing 44 minutes. Like it's not as you make it sound easy, but it's not that
Hey,
easy. Like it's
Now
not that easy.
that boy Kenny, he rocking with Brunson. Kenny, he rocking with Brunson.
Miami
You
also
add him to your favorite player.
Miami was
Yeah,
also playing small.
Go
Now
get me a
Miami was also
jersey,
playing
man.
yeah, from
Miami was also playing small then as well. But I'm just saying if we hooping on the court and I see Parkers guarding me and Kenny smaller than him, I'm gonna call for a pick every time, dog. Like that's
out
basic
for the pick.
basketball. I'm literally calling
Yeah,
for a
yeah,
pick
yeah.
every. What did they do to Curry at the beginning of his career? Every possession.
They was,
They
they was trying to.
There's called the screen, every possession until Curry started really getting his defense up. Now you don't hear that shit no more. Think about it. Realize that now.
Hey,
You don't hear about Curry's defense no more, do you?
we just spent way too much time on this topic, bro.
Yeah, well, I'm saying y'all rocking with Brunson.
No, listen,
Hey yo,
it's a good
the
topic, but
Warriors organization.
I want to make sure that Cash understood my standpoint on it. I'm not devaluing or saying I'm anti-Brunson because
Oh yeah,
Cash
I'm
tried to
gonna
create
put
this
some.
narrative.
I'm gonna put the recordings up. I'm gonna put the
Yeah,
recordings.
because
Yeah,
Cash tried to make it seem like I was anti-Brunson. I never said that. I like Brunson. I rock with Brunson. I'm saying this where we was giving that dynamic to him. Now we put Tatum and Brown up versus Brunson and Luka, depending on that matchup when we go to that. Brunson gonna be able to guard Brown right now or Tatum on a switch?
Hell no. Is Brunson better than Kyrie?
I
Ugh.
mean,
That's
right now
another.
he
That's a whole
might
other.
be.
Yeah, I'm
He
about to
might
say
be
right. That's
right
a whole
now.
other conversation. I'm a Kyrie fan, but right now it depends on how we looking and who we match up against. But I don't know. I got to give Brunson some more years because Kyrie been doing it for
Might
a
be.
minute. Kyrie been at it
Kyrie
for a
ain't
minute.
never lead a team like Brunson. That's all I gotta say.
You right. You right.
Uh,
But Brunson's never been a number two as well like Kyrie has. So let's leave it at that.
Oh yeah,
number
oh
one.
yeah.
Hey yo.
So you know what I'm
Hey
I
yo,
mean,
saying?
the
So you
Warriors, the
you
Warriors
shifted
you
it.
rather a
You
better
organization.
number
shifted it any
one?
kind of way.
You rather a better number one or a better number two? I'd rather a
It
better number
depends.
one.
Hey. I'm gonna answer with this. It depends on my defensive balance on my team. Ah.
They
Hey,
need that balance now. You need
and
that balance.
let's who y'all? I'm just ask y'all real quick. Who y'all got? Boston or Philly?
Woo.
Huh.
I'm gonna answer first. I'm gonna let Park jump in. So
It's a good one.
to go back real quick, I still will never forget Kenny when y'all gave me shit about Harden and Wade when we brought it up. And when that boy went crazy, y'all was bringing Harden up. That boy went ghost for 2.5 games now. And I told y'all that I don't believe in Harden. Depending on what Harden we get, is how far Philly goes. Now we've seen Tatum and Brown turn it on at the end. Tatum had a horrible game. To me, I'm going Boston.
Boston.
I'm going Boston.
Um,
Unless Embiid come out and go crazy like he's supposed to, and Harden not tuck his tail, I'm going Boston.
I'm going Boston too. Hey, look, Jordan. I don't know if you seen that post I made right after Philly had beat Boston. And they went up 3-2. They
Yeah.
went up 3-2. I'm gonna tag you in this post too, cause I made this post. I said, look, y'all, Boston is battle tested. Milwaukee had them
yeah.
down 3-2 last
And
year.
they've come back and forced game seven.
They came back forced game seven and blew Milwaukee out at game seven. Miami Heat, they beat Miami Heat on the road game seven to go to the championship. I said,
Yep.
y'all do not count Boston out. I'm telling you. What's
Ain't James Harden battle tested?
When?
He been doing this since Oklahoma. He been to the finals, man.
We would
so
have had this
Hey
conversation.
man.
Park, we got enough
He
time.
was taking the Warriors. He was taking chunks out the almighty Warriors.
Get it. We
Like, I mean,
we got time for this
hey
conversation.
man. All right, we don't need to go there, but I'm gonna just say I'm gonna go for the Sixers. I'm gonna go for the Sixers. Just you know what I'm saying. Just,
The reason why I'm moving
I want if I do not think Joker can beat LeBron. But if he does, I want to see Joker versus Embiid. So just because of that, I'm going for the Sixers. Like
I feel
that's
that.
only I
Now, Park, I will say that I want to see both the bigs battle in the championship. I will say that, and I'd rather.
yeah.
I think that would be a very entertaining finals for a lot of people
yeah,
because of the
hey,
big matchup. To be honest with you,
hey,
So yeah, that's
I was enjoying. You know this. I was down for Embiid for the MVP for the past couple of years. I was down with Embiid, but
mm-hmm.
this year
yeah.
was so disappointing. He so disappointing for me because at the end of the year it was Philly versus Denver in Denver, and Embiid sat out that game. I said, you know
Yes.
what, dog? I'm done with Embiid, man. I can't.
Yeah.
Cause I'm old school. I'm old school. Like I like
Yeah.
to see him
Earn
battle
it.
it out. Like
Yeah.
I,
Yeah, you gotta earn that. That's how
yeah,
you gonna earn it.
and
And Kenny, that's why you and I rock down because for one, you'll take your L and fess up to it just like me, and but for two, you just like me as well. I want to see the old school battles. I don't want to hear all that. Kobe. That's why I love Kobe so much, dog. Kobe said I think it was in year 2000 in one of his interviews. He said Vince Carter was terrorizing the league and his back was killing him. He said his back was going through it. And one of the reporters said, "Are you ducking Vince Carter?" And he said, "Shit, Carter gonna have to see me tonight. This back ain't hurting me tonight. We're gonna have to make it happen tonight." So that's what I'm saying. To
Okay.
where like just mentality, dog, and that's where my beef comes in with this new school to where low management and all this and that. I'm not gonna get into a preaching sermon, but I'm the same way, dog. I want to see them battle it out every matchup they get because you only meet the West so many times throughout the season until you meet in the
So you
playoffs.
gotta do it. So
Yeah,
yeah.
so you got to do it. You know what I'm saying? So that's just me, man. But I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that, Kenny.
Caleb, we never talked about the Western Conference Finals. We about to talk about that right quick. I'm a to me, I think Anthony Davis and LeBron James, man, I think the boys they might be them in five, to be honest. Like,
All right,
I say this.
give it six. I give it
I
six.
can screenshot. I can screenshot, and me and my brothers and my homies group text. I literally said the Lakers will go as far as AD will take them because anytime that he doesn't show up, we see what the outcome is. Bron is 38 years old. Yes, he can still produce. Yes, he can still give value, and yes, he can still give production. But they will go as far as AD will take them. And yeah, and we all seen what Joker's pedigree is, dog. That boy was 12 for 18 with a triple double the other night, bro. Like he's literally moving in slow motion, and like this, it's just a whole nother conversation. I think
Yeah.
if the Lakers show, and excuse me, if AD shows up, I think it's Lakers in six. If not, I say Nuggets in six. It's all on AD. All on AD because Austin Reeves is gonna play hard. They're gonna have everybody. Dennis Schroeder's gonna play hard. I can go down the list of people gonna play. It's all based on AD's production of how far the Lakers go, whether this round as well as the finals if they make it there.
I know Jokic's defense ain't get much better from 2020 when the Lakers and the Nuggets played in the Western Conference Final, and
Hell no.
AD killed Jokic. Uh, hopefully Jokic's offense will balance that out, but
But this is what the Nuggets. This is what I say about Ben. Now what we will see is a very balanced team on both sides from starters to bench. Battle it out. Because what they are going to do is throw Aaron Gordon at AD. They're going to throw Michael Porter Jr. at AD. They're going to throw a lot of different bodies at AD because they have the clientele to do it. As well as the Lakers have Vanderbilt. They have they. I don't think he's going to touch the court. I don't even know why he's on the court. Tristan Thompson. But if they ever go big, I'm saying is like they have it to where they can give AD some form of a break. But the Nuggets have the clientele as well as the defensive prowess with KCP as well as Brown. That's what they're there for. So I think it's going to be a very balanced matchup, dog, across the board as far as this round, this series right here, bro, for real. And it's going to go as far as how aggressive AD is. And if he's aggressive, then we're going to see a very different outcome. But if not, y'all going to see the Nuggets in the final.
And if the Lakers win, it need to be Lakers versus Celtics. They need to go ahead and do that again. Run that back.
Nah,
If the Lakers win,
if the
if the Nuggets win, it's got to be the battle of the bigs. It either got to go either way.
if it's Lakers versus Celtics, I don't think the Celtics still experienced enough to handle experienced Bron and AD. Honestly,
They not. So if LeBron gonna get his fifth ring, I guess it'll be a whole different story. It'll be a whole different story.
I honestly don't think they're ready for that. If they do meet,
All the big dogs, yeah, they're just gonna be running through the Celtics. It's gonna be, yeah. You meet in the finals, they're gonna be their lunch meat. You know what I mean? Just eat up the Celtics real quick. But that's how it's going.
all right, y'all. Anything y'all want to talk about what's going on in the sports world before we wrap it up?
I'm thinking right now, Paul,
Yeah,
y'all can go
y'all pay attention to boxing.
Yeah, I mean I'm starting to get back in it a little bit.
saying the attention to what? Boxing? No, not me.
I feel like Errol Spence need to go ahead and fight Keith Thurman real quick. I feel like Bud been ducking him.
Man,
And so
man,
it's already been here.
that's easy money for Spence over Keith Thurman, man. That's easy money.
Right. That's what I'm saying. It'll just be like a little tune up because he been out the ring for a whole year. And so he ain't gonna be ready for a big fight like Bud. So go ahead and like just use Keith Thurman, get a nice look because Keith Thurman like to talk. It'll be a funny matchup. And just beat him up real quick, get, what I'm saying, knock the rust off, and then go ahead whenever Bud ready, if he finally ready, go ahead, knock Bud out and become the championship. Become the champion and what I'm saying, surpass Tank. But
What about you,
and then
Jordan? You got anything, Jordan?
Yeah, I got three things. As of Saturday, May 13th at 2:01 p.m., 2023, myself and Tyrone, the child Stubblefield, will no longer be discussing basketball. So I want to make sure that that's on the record. When he comes on future podcasts, I will be very professional and still co-host with you, brother Kenny. I will still make sure I call on him and make sure that I do become the moderator and do what I need to make sure that he's included. But as far as he and I discussing anything basketball related, that's not for me and him to do anymore. I want to make sure that that's on the record, okay? And if you want to get this clip, if you want to get this little clip and make sure that he needs a reminder feel free, brother. I give you that authority and I give you my approval to do so. So, little Tyrone, comic books, brother. We got some Marvel movies coming out. Man, you can discuss any of that. I promise you. I'm here for it. Crayon. I think Crayola
Yeah.
has a new set of crayons coming out. I got you, brother. Some coloring books, all of it. Park key
Hey,
is officially yours, and we good. Number two, I think to me, like Park had mentioned in the beginning, to be able to help, what I think is going to help the league as far as rest while not robbing the fans of games, to finally bring back the Seattle Supersonics, as well as create the Las Vegas team, because with more teams, you have a more spread out schedule instead of you playing the same team literally back to back to be able to complement schedule requirements throughout the season. And I feel like you'll be able to give some teams some form of a break in little pockets throughout the season for them to rest, as well as giving the fans the same number of games that we would like and we would want throughout the season. That's I think I don't logistics wise I don't know the details of that, but I think that would help. And number two,
number
it's
three.
very sad. I think to me, dog, it's very sad. I know that the WNBA obviously with the profit margin and everything, you still have to be able to provide that for the teams to happen. But I think that them expanding is needed now more than ever. For those of you that don't know, Alexis, the guard that was with the Bayou Barbie, she has been cut from her team that she was drafted to already. And then not just her, they've cut a lot of good players from teams under WNBA because of roster size. You know what I'm saying? So I just think that expansion is needed, but I also think that we will see record numbers this year for the NCAA women's college division because of so many returning players, as well as Paige Boykers with UConn, her coming back from her injury, in addition to Caitlin Clark, in addition to LSU, the whole nine. I think more people are going to pay attention to them this year based off the hype from last year. And I think that we're starting to see a turn in a small shift in women's basketball, man.
Oh, yeah, Angel Reese did that.
Yeah, she
And
did.
one more thing. I feel like the Lakers gonna win it all now. That's all. It's
Hey,
Lakers. I feel like
hey,
that the last team.
hey, Jordan. I'm gonna just admit this for now, because Raising Canyon only had 2 seasons. I gotta wait for the third one, but for now, I'm gonna go ahead and put Ghost at number one right now,
Hey,
because
man,
the way that issue ended, bruh, I was like,
hey, man, you gonna talk offline about 9 and 10, bro, because that's a lot to unpack, my brother. A lot,
ooh, hey,
man.
I ain't gonna lie.
I was hyped too, dog, for
Hey,
real.
they must have seen my post or something, because they brought it out.
Hey, but Raising Canyon gotta bring it, bro. This next season they gotta bring it, dog.
That's what I'm saying. I said for now, and until I see season 3, for now, I'm gonna go ahead and put Ghost number 1 over
Hey,
Raising Canyon.
to be real, so right now, to me, season 3 of Ghost right now is their best season to me right now.
Out of
That's
all
me.
of them.
Not all of them of Ghost. This is Ghost series.
Oh
This is
yeah,
Ghost series.
definitely. All right, fellas, man, but I gotta go back to work. Fellas, y'all have a good one. Y'all have a blessed one.
That's a pleasure, man.
Yes, sir.
Hey, thank you for doing this, Park. Thank you for joining us, brother. And we'll see y'all at the next one, man.
All right, fellas.
Yes, sir.
Later.
All right.